This video's got like I'm just putting a clickbait title, but like the point is like the only my other titles are way better, but the only titles that can have any chance of getting any attention are just some brain dead garbage slop because everyone's an NPC, right? The Western schizophrenic mind is just complete trash, slave, brain slave, idiots. Um, But yeah, obviously Nick Fuentes and Sam Hyde are CIA agents. It's not even like a debate. You're just stupid. Like, you're so stupid. Western propaganda, and it's falling because China's rising. Like, it's over. Go watch my. It should be my last video, but of course, YouTube shadow ban, daily limit. Like, I'm shadow banned even with like the best clickbait titles ever. Like, if I saw these videos, I'd click them instantly. But shadow banned right by the CIA. Oh, you people are so stupid. Like, people are like, oh, the CIA. I don't think it's the CIA. I think it's Yiddish people. And then I say, oh, well, they invented the dark web, right? And they're like, what? They did? Yeah, they were covering up the JFK. Like, apparently they were like, it's well documented that the CIA were obstructing the JFK assassination investigation for the past 60 years. What though? Yeah, look, it's right here, like unredacted. Um, what else? There's some really incriminating stuff. Let me think. Oh yeah, like these are the Schlesinger memos. Do you actually know like what was unredacted about MK Ultra, even though most of the files were burned, right? So this stuff is stupid. Like, oh, the Fed jacket, stupid. Like, people are just stupid trash. People are garbage. But it's the CIA's fault, right? Like, JFK's vision of humanity was beautiful, right? Like, the Overman, right? Richard Strauss, Freud, thus sprag Zarathustra, or what's the, also sprag Zarathustra 2001 A Space Odyssey, but, that's not what we got. We got, child abuse, not only for monetary gain with the dark web, like the CIA makes all its money with like Epstein, Peter Scully, the Swirl who was freed, and then these stupid people flock to like what's shoved in their face. They're like, oh my god, I'm red pilled by CIA moron, evil moron, Nick Fuentes and Sam Hyde. Oh my god, they're best friends. Yeah, people are like this. And the thing is, like, as the CIA is squished into USA, it's just going to be Salo 120 Days of Sodom. We're just going to have all this child abuse happening direct. Like, we already have it happen to us, like, to create diversity. But right now they kind of export this child abuse mostly to the Philippines or, like, Cambodia with, like, got special agents like Epstein, Peter Scully, the Swirl, who was sent to Canada and let free, of course. But, I talk about this stuff in my other videos. So this video I'm going to talk about the CIA MK Ultra stuff, of course, had a sort of eugenic program, kind of like dog breeding, right? And so you'll see, like, black people are often compared to pit bulls, right? But the reason that they are like pit bulls is because the reason pit bulls are the way they are is from dog breeding, which is eugenics, right? So the CIA had a eugenic program for black communities and black people, even in Africa, to turn black people into the pit bulls of society, right? So you'll see that black people essentially act as the police, because our society, our police don't do anything. Now the black people are the social police. Like, if you say the N-word, they'll beat you up, and then it's justified because it's lawless, but in reality it's this weird eugenic situation where, like, the Jews are supposed to be like the bankers, white people, they're supposed to be like sort of subservient, ironically, I guess. And then black people are the police, because they're stupid and they'll do what the CIA tells them to do, right? but they were actually eugenically engineered to be this way, right? Because, there's a lot of smart, respectable black people in history, and of course, with Africa's history, they were the closest to the stupid police ideal the CIA MK Ultra program had in mind. So they're like, okay, we'll breed black people into pit bulls. But this is why the only black people you'll find in the world who aren't sort of like tending towards this pit bull eugenic design is Eritrea, because Eritrea is called the North Korea of Africa. They completely block out CIA influence. And so you'll actually find that Eritreans are like more like what black people would naturally be like if the CIA hadn't eugenically engineered them to be pit bulls or like social police. And you're not going to hear that on frickin' CIA agent Nick Fuentes or Sam Hyde. You're not going to hear anything on that trash. You're going to hear stupid schizophrenic garbage. Everyone hates them. Like, everyone hates them now. At the beginning, they were like, had something like interesting, right? Because they're CIA. But now it's like, now they purely obscure the truth. Everyone hates them. But, obviously it's more like clickbait, What reasons do you have to say that? You can't just say that. Yeah, like, this country is doomed. The only hope is fleeing to China. Like, watch Pierre Pasolini's Salo or 120 Days of Sodom. That's the future of America, right? And, okay, I'm going to think of something else. Of course, academia is just mind control torture, and it's funny, like, people think, oh, spend all your money to send your kids there, but, like, you're just giving your money to the CIA to mind control torture your kids, right? So it's kind of beautiful what America's become. It's obviously actual America died in '63 with JFK, and you're not going to hear Fuentes or Sam Hyde talk about the CIA and JFK because they're CIA. They're going to say, oh no, that's a CIA, the people who invented the dark web and killed JFK and covered, MK Ultra in '53. That's cope. Schlesinger memos. That's cope. You're not going to hear about Vault 7 or Julian Assange or Schlesinger memos from these fucking freaks. Terrible, disgusting people. Just, this country is just evil. And if you watch my last video, you'll see, like, diversity and the Lolita stuff with Epstein, Peter Scully, the swirl. It's the greatest tool of MK Ultra is like preying on the young, right? Because you can't really mind control an adult. This is why millennials have to be put in a Truman Show situations. Like Curtis Yarvin is in a Truman Show situation where he believes in capitalism because he's popular, but he's just allowed to be popular. And if you actually talk about like the CIA and like all this Epstein stuff they do, how like our leaders are actually the CIA and how they are a Lolita cabal, right? Like the Alex Jones stuff is only allowed to be popular because he talks about lizards. This is what Patrice O'Neill was talking about. And the thing about Patrice O'Neill was he was kind of allowed to be let famous because there was more freedom back then, obviously, but also back then everyone was talking about the CIA. Now you're not allowed to talk about the CIA. Now it's just shadow banned, right? Like even with my clickbait titles, I get shadow banned. But of course, Patrice O'Neill, he was like, every time that someone tries to bring the people together, he gets assassinated. He dies, and then Patrice O'Neill like a year later dies after talking to Alex Jones and saying like, yeah, what red pilled me was like when I learned about the gold standard. And, the thing is you just learn about, like, the CIA and JFK or the gold standard or MK Ultra or Schlesinger memos or Vault 7 or, Epstein or Epstein files or Peter Scully. Australia spent $500,000 of taxpayer money trying to free him. Or you learn about the swirl. Once he got to Canada, he was freed, right? and you just learn these little like confirmed facts. You learn Sidney Gottlieb spiked Frank Olson with LSD and then hit him in the back of the head with a hammer, and the CIA report said he fell to his death, but then a coroner report 30 years later, which looked again at the body, declared that he was bludgeoned in the back of the head to death. You just learn these little things. Poisoner-in-chief Sidney Gottlieb, head of the CIA, MK Ultra program, it's like you just learn these things. And Operation Paperclip, one of those Nazi scientists was a bioweapons expert. Fluoride in the water, like fluoride in matcha tea, right? Matcha tea is 5 milligrams per liter of fluoride, which causes lower IQ, memory dysfunction, as well as fluoride in the water, and it accumulates. And you just learn these things, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of obvious what happened, but you know, you don't get to watch me or anything the truth. And there's a lot of people like me. It's just we're shadow banned. You get to watch the slop, which is shoved in your face in your Skinner box, and be a Manchurian candidate. Idiot. And you know, they also kind of changed the meaning of Manchurian candidate. It's supposed to mean an MK Ultra unwitting asset, like a Lee Harvey Oswald or Tyler Robinson. But they changed the meaning to be a political activist or political, like a foreign actor. But that's not what that movie's about. The movie came out in '62, predicting JFK's assassination in '63, because there was a MK Ultra declassified. They had Manchurian candidates where they got like Navy guys to rob banks after spiking them with LSD. You know, against their knowing, like they didn't know. So, yeah, people just don't know these facts, which are out in the open. People are just stupid animals. The Westerner is an animal, and I made a video about that. But yeah, you're stupid. I hate you.